This is the Weather Extreme video for Monday, the 20th of August. I'm James Spann. A lot of kids getting back to school today, kind of getting back into a routine, and the weather around here turning drier this week. Let's get in there and check some of the Skycam shots around the network this morning. These were captured early this morning at the somewhat insane hour of 5 a.m. That's the Birmingham Skycam, and a little bit of light fog as we are looking east from the Daniel building, but the sky there is mostly fair. Look at downtown Fayette, all is quiet there, and way down south, it is raining on the Alabama Gulf Coast. It has been very wet down there this weekend, and the weather stays wet today, but after today, look for drier conditions tomorrow for the rest of the week. But a lot of the folks are back off vacation anyway with school starting. Boy, look at the deep upper trough. That is very anomalous for August, and that's pushing a cold front down in here. That's the front position early this morning, and you can pick out the difference there in the temperatures and the dew points. Noticeably drier over the Tennessee Valley. In fact, you got dew points in the 50s up there. You cross the front, the dew point at Maxwell Air Force Base is 72. And again, you can pick out the temperature difference as well. It's 59 at Decatur early this morning. You cross the front, it's 73 in Montgomery. But clearly with the front in that position and moving south, the better chance of showers and storms today will be down south of Montgomery. Maybe a few strong storms down there. No organized slight risk today. And the rain for the next 5 days, how about nothing for the northern half of the state? We haven't seen a blank map like that in a while. This is valid through Friday evening at 7 o'clock. And the bigger numbers are down south, 5.3 inches near Apalachicola, Florida. But again, for the Alabama Gulf Coast, the weather definitely trending drier after today. Now, a lot to talk about in the tropics. Gordon is a hurricane near the Azores, moving east. In the Atlantic, we got that weak disturbance on the Mexican coast south of Brownsville, Texas. It remains to be seen if that will be drifting inland or trying to get its act together. A strong tropical wave about midway between the coast of Africa and the Lesser Antilles, and a new wave that just came off the coast of Africa. Of course, the one with the 80% chance of developing is the one to watch. That's Invest 94. There's a look at the tropical models, and this is a tough call. It just remains to be seen if this is going to make the turn and be an East Coast threat, make the turn and just stay in the open Atlantic, or make a run at the Gulf. But if understand a lot of the short-term models here have got that thing coming across Hispaniola, and that, as we often talk about, is a very mountainous island that can greatly disrupt a tropical system. It just remains to be seen. Now, this is the latest look at the GFS ensembles, and it's been all over the board. All right, we've seen the GFS bring it to Texas, bring it up this way. Now it's kind of recurving off the South Atlantic coast. I think that is the most likely option, but of course it depends on the strength of the ridge north of the system. We have had a mean trough over the East Coast this month. Could it redevelop and make that thing turn north? I think it could, but again, we just don't know at this point. There's the intensity forecast on this thing, and it is fighting drier air, but most models try and bring it slowly up to hurricane strength. It's going to be a slow process. In fact, one model's got it a Category 3 in 5 days. So clearly something to watch, but so much depends on the environment around the system, the interaction with the islands. We'll see. It's just early to call. There's a look at 95, Invest 95 on the Mexican coast south of Brownsville. A bit of thunderstorm activity clustered near the center. Most of the three tropical models, the BAM set, the shallow, middle, and deep, they bring it through Mexico with no threat to the Gulf. And more than likely, that's going to be right with ridging building north of that. A couple of models try and bring it to a tropical storm, but I don't know. We'll see. How about a typhoon? Timbin. Hey, that thing could be in Taiwan at midweek, maybe as a pretty major system. So if you know anybody that happens to be there, I'm sure they know anyway, but let them know. All right, let's get back to what's going on here. This is the GFS, valid at 1 o'clock this afternoon at 500 millibars, the OZ run. Look at the deep trough. And down below that, again, the surface boundary by midday should be down around Montgomery. So the chance of a shower as far north as I-20, tiny, 1 in 8 maybe. most of the showers south of Montgomery. Tomorrow, everybody should be in dry air. For the northern half of the state, any shower should be down around Dothan in southeast Alabama. Highs in the upper 80s today and tomorrow. By the way, tomorrow morning, probably see a few more 50s up in North Alabama. That'll feel good. Wednesday, everybody looks dry. The high around 90. Same thing Thursday. And Friday, moisture tries to come back, but for now, we'll leave it dry. So, again, this week looks pretty dry. And I think it will be dry for most everybody over North Alabama. All right, Saturday, let's start the weekend here. Hey, no big trough this next weekend. It's a weak upper airflow. Winds aloft, light and variable. Down below that, yeah, we see 94, which should be what? I think it's Isaac. We had Helene, so I believe I is Isaac this year. Isaac would be, if this is right, and that's a big if, over the island of Cuba. And again, if this thing has to interact with Hispaniola in Cuba, it's not going to be really strong at that point, more than likely. We look mostly dry on Saturday, just a small chance of a shower, and the same thing on Sunday. This is suggesting most of our weekend will be dry, and there's a tropical system near Key West as it begins to make the turn. And then Monday of next week, the thing is just below Tampa Bay. And please do not panic if you live in St. Pete or Tampa, because this thing could be 500 miles away from that point. I do think there is a chance it might be my gut feeling says this is going to be an East Coast runner kind of thing, or maybe just offshore. I don't think it's a Gulf system just based on the mean trough position we have seen all month. Having said that, there's no evidence of a big, deep trough out there at the end of the month, so we'll just have to wait and see. We'll check the end of the forecast, September 4th. Hey, boy, look at that big old expansive 588 bubble that's got the westerlies up north. Now, that looks more like August. Of course, we're on the kind of the eastern periphery of that, and there might be a ring of fire effect, but and no sign of any extremely hot weather, but certainly no cool weather here, if that's right, in early September. That's it for the Weather Extreme video this morning. We'll have notes on the blog. Next video here by 3:30 or so today. Don't forget to catch us on ABC 3340 News if you can, on the live stream or the television side at 4, 5, 6, and 10. Thanks for watching. Have a great Monday, and God bless.